My kid got surrounded by 3 little devils at the pool today and ended up a total wreck. They took him down, haha. Those kids said his dad is a bad guy. His dad's got a sharp tongue and is quite the invincible expert. Oh, Richard changed the subject and wiped some dirt off his clothes once these get dirty. It's a real hassle. In 2001, rebellious Purdue Pharma hit the hearing, experts rhyming, needing no words to start. On the other side of the TV live stream, everyone had their own agenda. All eyes glued to the hearing because experts were tossing out issues left and right. They turned the opioid issue into a circus, saying it's all due to chaos in pharmacy and clinic management, shifting all those lives around like it's a game. Who knew Purdue was the victim here? He helped countless folks escape pain while the hero, getting families back on track. Indeed, in the end, everyone believed Purdue was the victim. This show was a real eye-opener. Well, once it hits the expert's lips, logic goes out the window. You feel that frustration? In the end, they tossed the blame to the FDA, claiming it allowed them to freestyle. In all that chatter, curly hair gal caught a truth spark when Howard mentioned they found out about oxy misuse in October 2000. And curly hair gal got a historic witness from a conscientious doctor, proving they warned Purdue back in 1998. This shows Purdue was cutting corners and clearly aware of the misuse. Curly hair gal seized the chance, but Richard didn't care. After the hearing, the prosecutor officially started the investigation on Purdue. This case was big yet small, because the prosecutor's investigation was passive, couldn't target a company like Richard's indiscriminately, had to check all their business dealings. They were scanning for signs of abuse in their business dealings, not realizing this best-selling drug didn't even need any illegal activities. Those drugs were flying off the shelves, so when Richard got the subpoena, he was totally unfazed. He hauled in all his 5 years of contracts, lists, and invoices, like a one-stop shop for the prosecutor's office. Curly hair gal felt like she just got played when facing those materials, left with no choice but to spend ages reading those formal documents. It would take years to read through those documents. Curly hair gal knew she had to uncover a loophole. By now, the prosecutor had snagged court approval, though lacking concrete evidence. They could negotiate with Purdue for fines. They wanted them to do some charity and clean up their PR, but Richard wasn't worried at all. He sent Howard to face the prosecutor, while curly hair gal, not listed, could only shiver outside. When the prosecutor asked for $5.05 billion in donations, Howard felt like he saw a ghost and mocked the prosecutor. He said he'd only donate $10 million, but for sure wouldn't budge under any robber-like demands. Meanwhile, Richard was outside stirring the pot, driving the prosecutor absolutely bonkers. She was really about to blow a gasket thanks to Richard, and curly hair gal finally met her arch-nemesis. Richard was right there, the chaos-causing monster of America. No way she could believe it. Though suave and aristocratic, he was truly a noble. Curly hair gal was left in shock. She loved the guy before her yet was helpless. After this exchange, the prosecutor truly felt insulted. So this was the most serious moment of her life. She was determined to dig out Purdue's truth. On one hand, she asked to sift through endless papers. On the other, she contacted Purdue's owners. If just one person was willing to testify, it would be the breakthrough they needed. After relentless efforts, curly hair gal finally got a call. It was Howard's secretary. One day, Howard sent her to investigate the underground oxy market, but Miss Marlowe met with an unexpected twist. She ended up diluting oxy, and her life turned upside down. She's now a full-on addict. Now she's also seeing a shrink, and Miss Marlowe's story perfectly mirrored the madness of oxy back in the day. Curly hair girl thought she finally found the breakthrough, set up a meeting, but things did not go as planned. Because she was already a quirky character, wanting to report Purdue turned out to lack legal weight. While they were waiting for Miss Marlowe at the hotel, they had a vague sense deep down that something was not quite right. As it turned out, Marlowe was pleading with her doctor to write her a prescription for some oxy. And then there's Jack. This poor sap, ever since he diluted oxy, his wife and daughter won't let him in. Not even for the purpose of picking up a pair of shoes. They absolutely won't let him step foot inside. Jack's addiction spiraled completely out of control, forcing him to sell off all his shop tools. To trade for a bit of comfort, he was ready to sacrifice everything. He's caught in an absolute bottomless pit. Even seeking a doctor was useless. He was advised to undergo therapy. Everyone knew it was a series of missteps by the doctors, yet no one could put the blame on them. Jack went looking for his godson, waiting for the biological dad to leave before popping in to ask for a loan for drugs. But alas, his wild antics sent everything spiraling out of control, leaving that young life with far too much pain. The divorce twisted his soul, and Jack's back injury came from his own mischief. Guilt surrounded him, while his mother's new family added salt to the wounds. Nothing could return to the past, and he cried out in utter hopelessness. Who could heal this young soul, banish his abyss fallen father? He wondered how it came to this. Because of this, subscribe to the channel.